The royals delivered a message that could redefine Canada's next decade. Bring us your mega projects. We will finance them, and we will help you build a Canada that Donald Trump cannot touch. Tonight, we're breaking down what actually happened in those UAE palaces and why this moment marks the beginning of Canada's economic independence. Dear viewers, the first signal came before Carney even stepped off the plane. Abu Dhabi, November 18th, 2025. The UAE doesn't waste time on symbolic visits. When their sovereign wealth funds, controlling over $3 trillion, identify a strategic opportunity, they move with precision. And Carney's arrival triggered something diplomats noticed immediately. Senior royal advisors, direct meetings with fund managers, investment discussions scheduled before cultural events. Translation: the UAE sees Carney as someone who finally brings them what they've been searching for. Real projects worth backing. Let me show you exactly what changed. For years, Canada offered the UAE nothing substantial. Timid governments shelved infrastructure plans. Energy projects died in committee. Pipeline proposals collapsed under political pressure. The UAE watched, unimpressed, as Canada squandered its resource advantage. But Carney arrived with something the royals respect above everything else: executable plans, large-scale energy infrastructure, export corridors that match UAE investment appetite, strategic projects that transform economies, not token partnerships that generate press releases. And when Carney laid out Canada's new direction, the response was immediate. CTV's Scott Reed captured the significance perfectly during morning coverage. The United Arab Emirates is the land of sovereign wealth funds, he explained. We're talking trillions of dollars they invest in large-scale projects, energy, infrastructure, the kinds of projects Mark Carney has championed since becoming Prime Minister. That's his pitch. You have capital-seeking opportunities. You haven't found them in Canada before. You will find them now. Translation: Carney just told the world's most selective investors that Canada is finally open for serious business. But here's what Reed's analysis couldn't reveal in that moment. What happened behind closed doors. The conversations that weren't broadcast. The strategic alignment forming in real time between Canadian ambition and UAE capital. The royals understand geopolitics better than almost anyone operating today. They see patterns before markets react. They recognize inflection points while competitors hesitate. And right now, they're watching something extraordinary unfold in North America. The United States, historically Canada's guaranteed trading partner, is becoming unpredictable under Trump. Tariff threats, annexation rhetoric, trade uncertainty that makes long-term investment planning nearly impossible. The UAE sees opportunity in that chaos. Let me be specific about what they proposed. November 19th, morning session. A pipeline corridor extending to British Columbia's northern coast emerged as the centerpiece discussion. This isn't a modest expansion. This is a generational infrastructure build requiring tens of billions in stable financing. The kind of project that rewrites national export capacity. The kind of partnership that creates permanent shifts in global energy markets. Reed identified this immediately during his broadcast analysis. Twin that with news about a major pipeline, he noted, possibly a memorandum of understanding between the federal government, British Columbia, and Alberta. A Project E of reaching the North Shore of British Columbia. That's exactly what UAE sovereign wealth funds would look at hungrily and say, we could put investment capital behind that. Translation: if Carney secures this partnership, Canada gains energy export infrastructure that bypasses American ports entirely. Now watch how this changes Canada's strategic position. A northern pipeline corridor means Canada can ship energy directly to Asian markets. No American intermediaries. No U.S. port dependencies. No Trump leverage over Canadian export capacity. The UAE understands this immediately because they've built their entire economy on exactly this kind of strategic infrastructure. They know what it means when a resource-rich nation secures independent export routes. And it means freedom, real economic freedom. And that's precisely what Trump fears most. But beyond the pipeline discussion, something even more significant emerged during Carney's UAE visit. The formation of a financial architecture that operates independently of American volatility. Reed described it as diversifying sources of income and relationships, so Canada isn't so dependent on the United States, which has proven less reliable than once imagined. That's diplomatic language for what's actually happening. Canada is building an economic shield, a network of sovereign wealth partnerships, Asian trade